Day a Life by Robert William Service has a fixed form with the rhyme scheme of ABAB and a matching pattern of the number of syllables per line of 8686. The theme of this poem is that everyone should live each day to the fullest and enjoy their life. The figurative language contains metaphors, alliteration, imagery, repetition, and assonance. The metaphor in the first stanza compares a single day to a life. When he writes, "with birth and death complete," he's saying when you wake up each morning, it's like birth, and going to sleep each night is like death. He uses this to show how each day should be lived like a whole life. Repetition is also used in each day of life. He repeats the words sweet and sane. He also repeats the form of the word exultant a few times, which means triumphantly happy. He uses both of these to emphasize the description of how life should be. The sound elements in this piece include alliteration, such as sunny, sweet, and sane. It also includes assonance in the line, "with eager eyes I greet the morn," with the E vowel and sound. This is to draw attention to the words because they create a rhythm, and they are also all in cheerful words, which is describing life again. The diction in this poem is descriptive and semi-formal. It allows the readers to imagine each line and see what life is like in his eyes. For example, readers are able to see a mental image of a boy with eager eyes as he greets the morn. The imagery for this poem provides what life is like for him and how he thinks everyone should live each day to its brim. The poem also contains enjambment and basic punctuation. Enjambment is apparent in every stanza, but a specific example would be in the line, "I cloister it from care and strife, and keep it sane and sweet," because it continues the sentence on the next line. The commas are at the ends of most lines to have a small pause without ending the sentence. Enjambment and commas keep the poem flowing smoothly in a rhythm, just like life should. The colon at the last stanza is there to stress the last line, "I sleep to wake again," which is very important because it means that his purpose of sleeping is just to wake up to live a new day, a new life. A Grain of Sand by Robert William Service is also a fixed form which contains the rhyme scheme ABAB and syllables that match the rhyme scheme, which is 8686. The theme of this poem is that it is not unreasonable for there to be many other worlds out there just like ours. The figurative language in this poem consists of imagery, metaphors, personification, alliteration, onomatopoeia, and repetition. The metaphor throughout the poem compares a grain of sand to an entire universe in a capsule holding life's mystery. In the second stanza, he uses personification when he says, "Such magnitudes oppress my mind, from cosmic space it swings." He uses this to show how overwhelming it is to think about the immense size that the universe could possibly be. His mind is floating or swinging in space just thinking about it. Repetition is also used when he uses the word million and synonyms like countless many times. He does this to highlight how big the universe could actually be, to back up his idea that it is not beyond the limits of acceptability, that there are numerous other worlds just like Earth with its own God governing it. The sound elements include alliteration, such as "if starry space no limit knows," and "sun succeeds to sun," and "countless constellations cast." This draws the reader's eyes to it because of the repeated sounds. It demonstrates that he wanted to compose a rhythmic pattern in the poem, and focus attention to the idea of having infinite galaxies all around us. There is also onomatopoeia, such as "ah," which is there to express his emotions about how he wishes he could open his eyes to see life's mystery. It shows his passion for trying to understand the aspect of there being other worlds. His background has a large influence in his literature. Robert William Service was very fond of his father and grew up to be very religious. His innate curiosity and love of adventure stories led him to travel the world as an adult, which opened his eyes to see the world as a whole. This poem expresses his religious views about God, when he mentions him several times throughout. "Just think, 1,000,000 gods or so to guide each vital stream, and deity supreme, and with each a god to bless or blast." The poem is also about the world and enlightening outlooks about the universe, which exhibits how he was very fond of adventure and traveling in his life. The diction and imagery in this piece is very descriptive and provides specific visuals. "Mid countless constellations cast 1,000,000 worlds may be." These lines describe his visual of the universe. He also provides imagery about a grain of sand. This grain of sand represents how the most simplest thing could be the most complex and most important. He describes how he's holding a grain of sand within his hollow hand, which provides a specific image in the reader's mind. He put this in his poem to let his readers to be able to visualize what he's writing, so they are able to imagine the other worlds that could be out there next to ours.